I got an order to make 90 of these, so come along with me as I show you how I did it. I actually made my own labels. This was on a sticker sheet that was not pre-cut, so as you can see, I'm cutting them myself. I gave the customer a few styles to choose from, and I put the date of their wedding and their names for the huge initials there. That's why it says LA. It's not actually the city, it's the initials of their first names. And then I wouldn't usually put my information on the side for wedding favors, but this customer was really cool and she let me put it on the side. Now I'm just cutting them more in half to make them fit on the jar. This is what they look like. Now I'm going to put the labels on all of the jars. This is just one. So I did this 90 times. Here is all of the jars finished with the labels. Now the real work's to be done. Just gonna break up all of the soap. It was really hard this time. I had to really put more oils in actually to thin it out. You just keep whipping it till you get the desired consistency you want. This consistency right here is good. Now I put all the oils in. Now there was actually really good oils in here. And there's some vitamin E. Not only did I put grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, there was also melted cocoa butter and shea butter. Now that is Midnight Orchid. She wanted Midnight Orchid for the gray soaps and Japanese cherry blossom for the pink soaps. And it worked very well. Once it peaks, that's when it's ready. Here I am putting it into 45 of the jars. 45 is gray and 45 is pink. Yes, that batch I made was definitely not enough. I made many batches of that same time, but I figure you don't want to watch that a million times. So what I did, I don't even know how many times I had to do it, but it was a lot. As you can see, there is like, since the containers were kind of small, there was little space. So actually after I was done with this, I had to make another batch and I filled up the middle there. So the jars were completely filled up. Now don't worry, I wear gloves, but if I don't, I wash my hands really good. The black in my nail there was from the black mica that I put in the soap. It turns the soap gray because the soap is white. So that's what's underneath my nails. My hands are not usually that, they're not dirty. After I finish with the 45, I go back and check to make sure I have them all filled up. As you can see, I'm filling them up right there. There's a few of them I had to do to that. Now I'm starting with the 45 pink. The pink was easier to do because I actually didn't use a coupler for this one, and the soap was coming out way easier. Usually the Russian pipe doesn't have an issue coming out, but with the gray it did a little bit. I think it was because the jar was so small. So I took the coupler off and it made it so much better. Same thing, I had to make many batches of this, but there was less waste with the pink soap. And I also did the same thing. I went back and made an extra batch to fill up the insides. I'm telling you this because I don't do it on camera. I didn't get any footage of that, but I did do that. So the jars are filled all the way up. And these are Japanese cherry blossom. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get myself tying these on camera, but I tied white ribbons onto 90 of them. I make sure the bows are nice and tight, and then I go in and shrink wrap the bottoms. And here are all of them all ready to go. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more.